This is our work session that we have in preparation for our recess meeting of September the 16th. So we'll call the work session to order, and Mr. Kim has programming that he wishes to do, which is really good. He's going to share it with Stacy Parkin of the Community Foundation on the Power of Change program, which I think is great. Did you bring handouts?
I did bring handouts.
You did? All right, cool.
Sure.
I'm wearing my utility shirt in honor of your presentation.
Well, thank you, Mayor. We are really excited about this new partnership. It's really not a new partnership. It's kind of maybe a rebranded partnership, if you will. And the mayor's already filled one out, so turned it in. So
you did remember to turn it in.
I did. And we have others for the community. But what we want to talk a little bit about, two main things we want to talk about today is Power of Change, and that's our partnership with the Starkville Community Foundation, as well as the Energy Right program and some of the energy workshops that we have upcoming and some of the work that's been done related to that. So I first have with me Miss Stacy Parvin with the Starkville Community Foundation. Just a little bit about Power of Change. If y'all remember the old software system had a Warm Neighbor program where you could contribute a certain amount. It was basically a set amount per month. It went to Helping Hands at that time. Helping Hands in the past, you know a little bit more about it. It kind of went to this phase where it was non-active for a while, but now it's back active under the Starkville Community Foundation umbrella. And we now have a voluntary participation for all of our customers that want to enroll. And there's three different options that they can do. They can round up their bill to the nearest dollar. So if you do that, the most you'll pay in any given year is around $12. That's the worst case scenario. You can also do a monthly set amount of any value that you want to do. And then if you want to participate during maybe the holiday season or a certain time of year, maybe make a one-time donation, you can do that as well. Just to note that it does start, it needs to start on the next full billing cycle. So if you say, hey, I want it to be added to my next bill, and you're already midstream of that billing cycle, it really won't go into effect until the next one. That's the way our software works. Just a couple of notes about the implementation of the program. All the funds that we receive through the Power of Change will be transferred to the Starkville Community Foundation / Helping Hands. Those are going to go toward utility bill assistance, and Stacy's going to talk a little bit about the eligibility criteria and some of the things that they look for with their clients for that. And just a disclaimer that we don't have any influence over who receives assistance or not. And I don't, people can come to us for that utility bill assistance, and we're going to send them to the Community Foundation. You can sign up using the paper form and bring it by our office. We have these available at the lobby. You can also do it online by going to our website and finding it there as shown. But now I'm going to turn it over to Stacy to talk a little bit about the Starkville Community Foundation, and then also some of the things that they're planning on doing with the funding. Oh, let me also mention, there is a residual amount left in the Warm Neighbors account, about $5,600. And so we're going to make that donation over to them next week to kind of officially start the program. And we've also had great participation of people signing up already. I think we've had probably 15 or 20 just this week that have signed up for Power of Change. So
did we have to jump through any hoops to make that transition from one entity to another?
Ma'am? No, it's setting in a standalone account, and it will go basically toward the Helping Hands.
Okay, no issues with making that transfer?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, I included this slide because when I'm talking to anybody about the Starkville Community Foundation, I start with what do you love about Starkville? And so you can read, these are the answers that I've gotten through the years. Starting with the city of Starkville has a great mayor, top-notch police and fire departments that keep us safe, along with wonderful public amenities. I mean, that pops up. People know they live in a great place, so I just want you to know that people thank you, whether they thank you in the person or not. And then the next one, I have to learn how to do this. So how we do this through the Starkville Community Foundation, we are your community foundation. So we have money invested here, in the two commitments we make per year through our Club 1000 is Helping Hands of Octavia County and the Chick-fil-A Innovative Teacher Grant. So I put these up there because these are the two things we're committed to. all economic development is based on a good public school, and we have a great one. I'm not sure if it's public yet, but we just got an A rating for the whole thing, so I might be jumping an IHL loop, my apologies, but I think it's out there. So we're proud to partner with Chick-fil-A on this to fund. We wanted to put $1,000 in teachers' hands at the beginning of the year, and so that is what the Innovative Teacher Grants go, and then they're honored at the partnership thing in banquet in January. Helping Hands, though, we're really proud of right now. This is a partnership between Trinity Presbyterian, Starkville Strong, and now Starkville Utilities. And as Edward said, we had Helping Hands of Oktibbeha County that was this consortium where we could send people through and keep up with who is needing what and who's helping with whom. But it kind of went by the wayside. We'll just blame it on COVID because that seems to work. And so, but we were committed because there really isn't a safety net in Starkville anymore other than Starkville Strong. So we needed to bring this back. So thanks to a partnership with them, with Trinity, Starkville Strong, and Starkville Utilities, we were able to bring it back. So it is hosted at Trinity Presbyterian. And if anybody knows, so we had the great article in the newspaper. We missed 300 calls on Monday for people needing help with bills. So if anybody knows how we address that, please let me know, because I have no idea what to do with that. But we are able to help 5 people per week with up to $250. What we learned is that even when we gave people money towards like their rent, sometimes the landlord kicked them out anyway, so that became a problem. But with our partnership with Starkville Utilities, we're limiting our help to utilities only. So that's helping all of it and watching that flow as well. So we have a database of people that we're helping or that call. Sometimes it's odd things, like I have black mold in my house. What do I do? So we're helping on all sorts of things. But if they do receive an appointment, they come in on Mondays with a form of ID, with an address that matches the bill, current utility bill, and then they cannot have received help from us in the last 6 months. So we sit down with them. The Starkville Utilities did a video, and so we have them sit down. If there's a wait time, they watch this video from Starkville Utilities that gives them some tips. We also have a tip sheet from Starkville Utilities on what to do in the summer, and it's time for us to change it to what to do in the winter. So we review that with them after they give us a snapshot of what their current situation is. And of the people that we have helped, the majority of them are people who are working, and the bills just don't match the income. And so we sit down and go through a budget workshop with them. Sometimes they're very much aware of this, and sometimes they're shocked that that's why they run out of money every month. But based on sort of what their current situation is and how we do the budget worksheet together, that determines next steps. So if they're interested in finding more work, I've sat down and helped them whip up a resume. We've helped them reach out to places that are hiring. If they have an interest in anything, we look for jobs that are open in Starkville and then see if we can match them. And I've gone so far to write a letter of recommendation if it feels like a good interview. I don't know everybody by hand, I don't know, we don't know the people who are coming in. So our person, Aaliyah, I tried to get Aaliyah to come today, but she was not going to come. But she does the intake. And so she sets the 5 appointments. So, but it's interesting. I've had a veteran call that needed some help, and I've reached out to some of our veterans in the town and said, how do we get help for our veterans? And so it's become a really nice system for how to do that. If they are interested in what we used to have was a Bridges Out of Poverty program, Starkville Strong has written their own curriculum for it. So if they're interested in really changing their lives, they are referred back to Starkville Strong, and they start meeting with Kimberly as a case manager and looking at a deeper dive into their situation and what can be used to change it. But so far it is great, and it's helpful. And again, if anybody has any advice on how to deal with 300 phone calls, that'd be great.
So are you taking the funding from this and paying the electric department or the utility department
Directly,
direct?
right, we pay
Right.
them all directly, we never give money directly to people.
Do y'all keep that money in a separate account?
We do, we give the money to Trinity Presbyterian, who has a completely different checking account for it. We run it through QuickBooks, so everything, the checks are written through QuickBooks, so everything is monitored and measured, and I can provide a report of that. We've done a soft launch so far, waiting for the program to launch, and so, but I can provide an audit of that if y'all are interested in it.
Probably at least annually.
Annually, you got it, you got it.
Any other questions about power of change? Well, thank you. And this is a good segue into energy workshops, because they have
Right.
been, the energy workshops is kind of, again, just from an awareness standpoint and from a education standpoint, I think it's a lot of valuable information as you're trying to help people manage their utility bills in whatever way that they want to or can. I just wanted to give the board a quick update on energy workshops. I want to introduce Derek McGill, if y'all know Derek with TVA. TVA is a very strong partner with us on the energy workshops. They provide the personnel that comes in, and have for like the last probably 5 or 6 years, we've been very active in doing energy workshops both in the spring and the fall, in the lead up to the high bill season for the summer and in the winter. We have also recently added a portion of that workshop that's now focused on Smart Hub, so customers now can know how to go look at their usage. They can get alerts, they can kind of track it and monitor it in that way. What we do in those workshops, if none of y'all have been before, they're typically about 30 to 45 minutes. We do them at a variety of locations around the city, both for public invited groups for anybody in the community, as well as focused sessions. Like, for example, we went and met with the senior citizen group. We've also gone into school districts and talked to some of the students as well. So we'll have a similar format coming up. Those are planned for October 21st to 23rd. And we will try to pack in as many workshops during that 3-day period as we can. At the conclusion of each of those, each participant will receive an energy savings kit. It looks similar to this. We used to hand these out to each participant at the end of the session, but now they are mailed directly to them. And as you can see, it has a variety of items in here, everything from caulk, sealant, energy efficient light bulbs, weather stripping. And so it's something that practical that they can take home with them. But more than that, it's really about educating them on choices that they can make for their home or apartment to where they can manage their utility bill. And understanding if you keep your thermostat at this level when it's this temperature outside, it has a resulting effect, and you're going to see it on your next month's utility bill. So I really just want to thank Derek for their continued participation in that, both in the Energy Right program and in supporting us. This is just a little thing that we hand out at a lot of our community-related events. I was going to provide a copy or one for each of the board. These are energy-saving playing cards. So again, trying to reach customers in a lot of variety of ways. We participate in the Discovery Center's what was the fair? Spotlight, and we'll pass out things like this and other things for customers, again, trying to bring awareness and education to that. So I'm going to turn it over to Derek because he has some information related to the Energy Right program.
Wait a minute, I gotta ask, are those actual playing cards?
They're actual playing cards, and on each card, so Mayor, I'm going to give you a copy. On each card, it will have a energy saving tip. Using power strips, unplugging your appliances, changing your air filters.
How many jokers does it take to install a low flow shower? So she
Yeah.
you find these
You can get a
cards
lot of
and
you're gonna get a lot of fun out of playing with these this weekend.
Cool, okay.
I think that was in my kit when I went to your
I think that may be new,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, good to be here. I've met many of y'all before and appreciate the opportunity. Edward mentioned Energy Right a few times, and Energy Right for us, it's a brand of a suite of programs, and there's a lot of benefits to the programs, but really the programs overall are designed to help educate, inform, equip homeowners and businesses to make good energy choices, and also provides financial incentives for them to do that. So that's kind of the broad scope of Energy Right. And Starkville has done a phenomenal job of educating y'all's customers about these opportunities. Edward mentioned the energy workshops. I think more energy workshops are done in Starkville than anywhere else in Mississippi. Y'all really do a great job. And that's why I'm here today. Because y'all do a great job of educating customers about these opportunities, y'all have a very high participation rate among your customers in these programs. And for this past year, Starkville, among all 153 local power companies that TVA serves in a 7-state region, Starkville was top 5 performer in energy savings per customer as a percent of sales. So just a really good job, and also the second award here is year-over-year improvement in that category. So here in Starkville, I looked up the numbers for this past year, and it was 6.5 million kilowatt hours saved for customers that participated through these programs. And that might not mean a lot to you, but that's several $100,000 of energy savings just among y'all's customers in 1 year. So really outstanding job, and I'm happy to present these awards to you guys on behalf of TVA.
Very nice. Well, thank you very much. Congratulations, Edward. Well done.
Thank you. Well, that's the conclusion, Mayor, and I'm going to pass out these.
Before you
got
go,
questions?
you've had those energy workshops at the Needmore Center, you've had them, I think, the sports place, you've had them at your community kind of
Yes,
center.
ma'am.
Are they scattered again?
They're going to be scattered
I missed it,
again.
I'm sorry.
Rachel's helping us right now on finalizing the schedule. We're looking at having some we're thankful for PD is going to offer some at the community center, our community room there. We're going to have potentially one here at City Hall in the evening. We're also having one at Griffin Church this time, and also at the Discovery Center at the school, it's old Emerson School, one evening. So there will be a variety both in the evening, different times in the evening for people that want to come after work, as well as during the noontime hour.
Okay.
So we'll be publicizing that probably in the next week or so once it's finalized, and we'll be putting it out far and wide on our media sites.
Great. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, thank you,
Yes, ma'am.
everyone. Appreciate you being here. And good program. So glad to see it started back up.
Thank y'all for making it
Grab these?
happen.
All right, we can move into our agenda, and so we have a couple sets of minutes, Mr. Thank you. Mr. Huskisson, Ms.
Yes.
Martin, anything about those that we need
Good.
to? Okay, we're good? Consent
ma'am.
to those? All right. I have no comments at this point in time, we have no introductions at all, so we'll see what comes up between now and then, maybe we'll have another win we can talk about. Really good. All right, under mayor's business, we've got holding 2 public hearings. I am going to presume this is just a consideration of starting the process. As we know, we hold 2 public hearings, which, by the way, in case y'all don't know it, we don't have to hold public hearings when it comes, I mean, we have to hold 1, but we don't have to hold 2. So we have made it a practice for the last 15 years to be holding 2 public hearings on things when we have a change or significant adoption of an ordinance and that sort of thing, or any ordinance for that matter. But in particular, this predatory towing continues to be an issue. And so we did not reinvent the wheel. Obviously, other cities have the same issue. And so we have a sample that we use, and we adopted a little bit, or tweaked it a little bit to fit Starkville. But Mr. Huskisson has looked at it and played with it. And we've got a couple of other opportunities for us to look and see where we want to tweak it differently. So when y'all, there should be one in the packet, which is a proposed, but take a look at it and see based on the things that you have heard from people. I think it addresses what we need to address, but we'll look at it and see as we go along. But anyway, this is just for calling for holding 2 public hearings. So can we consent that one? Okay. And then we have, as we all know, Ms. Harden is going to retire on us. Effective date for that retirement is the 10th of October. And so this is to allow Mr. Corbin, who is an extraordinary accountant and has the background, to become the CFO for this process. And so he has He has agreed that this is a job he will take on, is that correct?
Yes.
All right. So that is the reason for this, and I wanted to get it done. Obviously, we have one more meeting before Ms. Harden goes, but one more regular meeting before Ms. Harden retires on us. But wanted to get that started as something that the board would consider. So any issues with having Mr.
Consent
Corbin do
okay with
that?
me unless somebody take it
All right.
off, unless they take it off, but consent
Let's
right
do
now.
consent, and we'll see how it goes.
Right.
All right, next we have a resolution for the general obligation and public improvement bonds. And this is the, we've done the authorization, and this is the resolution for the issuance in the amount of 15 million.
Up to.
Up to, yes.
One or more series. And this just ends this particular part of the process. And when we get ready to do street bonds, we'll come back with a plan and an amount to be issued.
Yeah, this is just shutting down that.
Consent.
Okay, all right, except for that one. Community development, Mr. Havlin, we've got 2 advisory board members that we should be reappointed, is that correct?
Yes, they served like 2 terms each.
Okay.
Highly qualified.
Okay, and they're willing?
Yes.
Do you still have a vacancy on that board?
Yeah, there's been a vacancy on that board for about 2 years now.
Okay, so if anybody knows of anybody else who wants to serve.
It's not done by award, it's just somebody that's
Right.
experienced and related to that field.
Right, okay, well, maybe we'll get the word out there. Consent for those 2?
Consent.
Okay, and then engineering, Mr. Burnett, where are you?
I'm gonna pass off the.
Oh, okay, all right, Mr. Williams, you want to address the Burns Dirt increase for the project?
So supplement agreement number 2 is for the pedestrian lights. The original contract has them at 12 foot tall. The standard we have is 14. So there's a little bit of a change for there. So it meets the same standard as our other ones. So if something gets hit, knocked over, we can replace it and it'll match those.
Okay.
The other piece of this change order is monumenting our right of way. So what this does, will put a brass disc or pin at our corner of our right of way at every parcel line. Historically, that y'all know about, there's been a lot of right of way encroachment over time. So this will help us kind of delineate that right of way and keep up with it as we go through, as things redevelop and everything along those lines, it's kind of setting where we're at.
Okay, all right.
I just have a question for
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
Chris, I'm sure it's correct, but it's got the 14 foot as being cheaper than the 12 foot, is that right?
So what it was is the one we actually spec'd originally was fancier.
I got you.
We grabbed the wrong one, so it's taller, but it's less fancy with some of the finials and different things on it. It's the model numbers, if you look down there, are about 20 different codes, and we just grabbed the wrong code on it.
It keeps us consistent though.
It's consistent.
Okay, all right, consent for that one?
Consent.
Okay. Then we have a change order to Econ of the Main Street Improvements Project. I'm sure that you're up for that one as well.
We are, so the main thing is a bunch of little pieces, but the main one is swapping our, so originally the seawalls were concrete, and so what this goes is bumps it up to brick wall. So the brick's the same one as our knee wall that's on 182, and so we're kind of standardizing everything across when we're doing a project with the same brick, same papers, and going through it, so that's the biggest chunk of it.
Again, consistency, but the look is really far superior. Okay, consent for that one?
Consent.
Okay. And then professional services contract with Fulgems for right-of-way tree inventory. So you want to talk about that one too, please?
So what we did, or what this will do, is the same thing that we did last year with our parks trees that we went through and did all the trees into it. And so now what we've done is use that as an implementation tool of knowing where we need to go take out dead trees, where we need to do pruning, those type ideas. This would be for the right-of-ways and for the cemeteries. So it won't get us the whole city, it gets you about 1,200 trees, is what it'll get on it. So we'll kind of figure out where we start, and then as the years go on, we'll see how far this one get us, and then hopefully next year we can see how, kind of continue on to it till we get everything treated as an asset.
Okay. Okay.
And I'd just like to say, I think that's been a very successful program there at McKee, which had a lot of mature trees, some that were not in particularly good shape, and the park is looking better, the trees are even looking better.
And so what we've done is a tiered approach for that example is we went in and removed everything that was a hazard or a dangerous as far as the tree goes. Now the next phase is we need to go back in and do some pruning, and then I'm talking to Dr. Bruzak about a planting plan to also, because some of those trees are getting up to their lifespan, so kind of a successional planning. So, okay, we know they're getting to 70, 80 years, you know, kind of where their lifespan, and then plant some so that way we won't have bare spots all at once.
Okay, so while the program that you pulled up before the work session started, would you just bring your little iPad and just kind of turn it around so the board can see it?
Okay.
So he's got a tree inventory in his iPad that shows, if you pull it up, it shows the kind of tree.
Sorry, I was actually over here plugging in benches right
Okay.
now while we were going
Asset
through it.
inventory, basically.
So, yes.
This is just really cool.
Yes, all the surveys we've done.
Yes.
I'm pulling the information in, including all of what they have, so it's gonna be hard for y'all to see, but essentially.
wanted to get an
yeah,
idea of what
we have all the streets, and the trees in the side of the parks are individually indicated on there, and essentially we can track whatever history has gone on with them. He can highlight a section of trees, tie work orders, contracts, anything. So you could literally track how much per tree you're spending in 20 years, or you could locate a tree that maybe you've spent too much money on. You're like, we don't need to keep treating this tree. We've done it 30 times, and new tree.
So at some point, I want us to have a work session on that particular asset inventory piece, because I think that's just way cool. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, sorry. All right, so back to the issue. Consent for the professional services?
Consent.
Okay, thank you. So we skip the claims docket, financials, anything about the financials as far as that we need to be thinking about? Okay, consent for that one?
Consent.
Okay. HR, no, these are all positions that are being filled, right? They're not, no new positions.
That's one that I'll speak to, and that's the item number 4. It's
Okay.
a part-time intern that support the building manager.
Okay,
No benefits.
if it's an intern?
It's an intern.
Yeah, okay, all right. Consent for those?
Consent.
All right. And then we have, under parks, we've got professional services with Architectronics. Mr. Williams, you gonna take that one too?
It is, so, we've got just a handful of different architectural issues. I'd say the biggest ones are this last big rain for, the Sportsplex Annex. We've had a leak, and then that's the Travis Outlaw Center as well. We've had it on and off for about 3 years now, and so it's probably a flashing issue or something going on. But so we've had a buckle in our gym floor, so it's really, we've got issues that we gotta take care of our roof, and y'all know how important those are. So this is to get, the professional help on coming up with the designs and working through those portions of it. Kind of doing about 3 little projects together. It's all architecturally related.
So it's gonna be time to replace that roof.
I'm hoping not. Like I said, we originally said we did a little bit of flashing work, I think about 2.5 years ago, and we haven't seen anything again. I know the lower flat portion of the Travis Outlaw Center was replaced, I think 5 or 6 years ago, so I don't think that that's a full replacement. The roof, the last time we looked, it is technically coming up to, the lifespan on the big, large metal roof. But part of what I want to come out of this is like, okay, is there ways that we can coat it, or is there ways that we can get some more life out of it? So I'm sure hoping we're not in a full replacement mode. We're gonna try everything we can to save what we got as long as we can.
Okay, all right. Consent for that one?
Consent.
Okay. Then we have, under police, we've got radios, chief, that you're wanting to purchase? This one. Okay. Consent for that one? And then we've got 2 mowings. Everything else has been responsive and mowed, so consent for those?
Consent.
Okay. Sanitation Department, Third Eye Environmental Solutions, this is a camera for the sweeper truck. Anything you want to share about that, Mr. Ryan?
Nothing other than the fact it's a new camera system, pretty much that allows us to really capture data from all angles. So you got side, other side, front, and on back.
Okay, all right. Consent for
Consent.
that one? Okay. And then purchase of 2 40-yard refuse trucks from Ingram.
Consent.
Consent for that? The bid went well? Okay.
And Mr. Smiley has reviewed the 26-page documents that each one presented. He has a little light reading.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'll put you to sleep, won't I? All right, under utilities, we've got a pump equipment amount of $58.60. Edward, anything about those we need to know?
I mean, it's just a repair on a pump at the influence station,
Okay.
just a seal failure. We got 2 quotes on that one.
Okay, consent for that one?
Consent.
And then mechanical services agreement with Brisbane for the HVAC, consent for that one.
You actually have air conditioner now, right?
They're working on it currently. Hopefully, we'll not have any more temporary units after today.
Distribution insurance, this is the insurance company, and it went up, how much?
5.8%.
I'm sorry?
5.8%.
5.8%, and there's not a thing we can do about that, is there? So we'll consider for that one.
Percent.
Low quote for uniform pants, there's a lot of trust there, consent for that
Percent.
one. Low quote for hauler services for towing repairs to the division truck number 54. Anything about that we need to know, Edward? Is
It's
that-
just a recurring problem we've had there. We got 2 quotes for them, and this Palmer, they do a lot of service
Yeah.
maintenance work for us.
Okay, all right,
Consent.
consent. And then we have the water purchase contract with Trim Cane. If you remember, Trim came to us, and they put it before their board. So we have not heard back from them, but this is the proposal that we made after our meeting with them, which I think is a reasonable proposal. So we'll see, we'll put it in front of them, and if they take it, fine. If they don't, we'll go back to our original plan. So consent for that
Consent,
one?
yeah.
Okay. And Mr. Huskisson has looked at it, so he's comfortable with it. Applying for the Homeland Security, Cybersecurity Grant, consent for that
Consent.
one? Okay, it's no cost. And then Siemens Vacuum Circuit Breaker, that one's new to me, what do we got?
This was the
Oh, this is
substation
the
breaker.
substation in Aberdeen.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yeah, and we want to help them out. And then applying for a grid resiliency grant. All right, let's talk about that one. Yeah, let's do that, but let's talk about it too. Give me a,
So the state has some grid resiliency grants through MDA. Those are a priority for the Department of Energy, and we want to apply for those. Our top 2 priorities will be our SCADA system and OMS. We've already had those in our capital improvement plan. They are, the source of funding is primarily for making your grid more resilient. So those 2 will help inform our customers, us, as well as inform our operational teams when we do have an outage, and help for quicker response times, less outage duration. And then any available funding after that, we want to start doing pole replacements that have been identified in our pole inspection program that are substandard.
okay, and that falls under that grid.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Basically making your grid hardening, if you will. The maximum allowable for our size system is $1 million.
Okay.
Again, all of these projects we already have on the plan to do, and if we can get 60 cents on the dollar, you know, it would be a windfall for us.
Yeah, okay. Is this something TVA can help us with? Influence, lobbying? Yeah, I'm looking at you over here.
Well, normally with the state, we don't, but I'm not saying that we can't, well, we can offer recommendations that these need to be done.
There you go, okay. Yeah, a little support there would be great.
Absolutely.
There's a fact sheet in your board packet. I think the total amount that they have available for the entire state is like $15 or $16 million. So
Okay.
I'm
We're
sure
very
there'll be a lot
deserving.
of applications for it.
Okay, all right.
Won't
Consider
hurt.
that one.
Let's see.
All right, thank you, everyone. That takes us to the weekend. So enjoy and Hail State, and hopefully we'll win a game and get some more satisfied.